After traveling so many places to skimboard and actually going to different coasts and things like that, going to Mexico is one of my favorite places to skimboard. The waves there sometimes are just unbelievable. The coolest thing about going to Cabo is there's a contest there every year and the waves just get so big there. You kind of have like one of the most insane sessions usually every single time you go there. What we do a lot of times is we just throw ourselves into the waves and into the barrels just for fun to feel the energy. There are definitely some crazy moments. Even the last time I visited, I got caught in a rip current and I actually had to have one of my friends come and save me. It's a pretty insane and unforgiving break, and I really do recommend most of the time like a pro going out there and trying it or somebody with experience. I love being able to skim Cabo and know that I'm going home and I'm not hurt, because that beach is really just where you have to step up your boundaries and really push yourself mentally past a certain point to be able to charge those waves.
I was trying to recruit people to come join me on a ride, like a big group ride. And I was trying to get some of my followers to come and join me on this adventure for the week. And one guy who was following me was based in Turkey. And he's like, man, you should come to Turkey if I can take you out to Cappadocia. I had never even really heard of Cappadocia as a mountain bike destination before. I just did research, got really excited when I saw the images. It was totally a dive into an unknown sort of situation. There was this unique sandstorm formation built up like all over the place that was like natural bank corners for riding your bike on. You could tell it used to be underwater because of the sandstone. It looked like the land just drained and was formed for mountain biking. We got really lucky with the weather because we went in the springtime and we actually had some thunderstorms and a bit of rain, but it wasn't enough rain to really make anything too muddy. There was definitely some exposure on parts of it. So on some of those ridge lines, they're pretty quick. So you could easily wash out a front wheel and go over. You definitely could get really hurt if you weren't careful. There's definitely opportunities for any type of mountain biker, which is pretty cool to find too in a place like that, because you don't have to go on those big exposed ridges and high-speed chutes that we rode down. There's a little bit of everything. It was still like one of my very best trips I've ever done in my life.
The video took place in Alicante, which is on the west side of Spain. It's like a place where not many people come, even though the whole coast is really busy with tourists. There's not much going on, which means not much traffic. For us, perfect to skate. The road is actually leading to a little horse farm. So stunning, it's beautiful. And then in the back you see the sea. It's a beautiful area, and it's not really with trees. It's more like low plants and cactuses. Yeah, really like the Mediterranean area, which is really amazing to skate down. Even though I'm like in an adrenaline rush, I pay attention to the view because it's so beautiful. I was skating with Jessie, my friend. I go faster, so sometimes I push her, and usually it's fine. One time we met a car at the moment when she wanted to overtake me. So she was at the left side trying to overtake, and I saw like two cars were coming up. So I grabbed her hand and I gave her a little slingshot, so we're not too close to each other while the car is passing. And it went actually really smooth. At that moment it didn't feel scary, but when I saw it back I was like, okay, it's good that I gave her the slingshot, because otherwise we would meet each other in a corner and two cars driving up. The feeling what I get if I reach the bottom of the track is pure adrenaline. I'm completely focused during skating and there's a lot of things happening, but you don't have time to communicate with each other. We checked the run, we were super excited, and we jumped in the car and went up and did another run.
This slacklining park is very unique in terms of it was built for slacklining. It's one of the first parks. It's quite famous in the slacklining community because we have a lot of good trickliners who record videos there, and a lot of people from all over the world, they dream to come to Santa Monica Beach. We have the most beautiful sunsets over the ocean. We have all this open air. This is the only place that has sand and the designed poles to set up a trickline. Because trickline requires a lot of tension. It goes up to 16 kilonewton of tension. It's like a few tons of weight needs to be at the anchor to hold a trickline. And this place is designed for that. I'm lucky enough to have the sand all around me to train. I always knew it was the original Muscle Beach, but I didn't know quite what it meant. Once I read the history of it, it was quite surprising that this was a place where a lot of circus performers were getting together and people were putting on a show. People gather around, they take pictures. Even though it's my training spot, a lot of the time it feels like a performing location. It's like a mecca of slacklining.
This video was taken in Peru in the Ica Desert. It's really beautiful. It's not the big one, but it's pretty accessible. And this makes really amazing because you are like at the middle of the desert and you are trying to rig highline. So you have to go at the good moments, because if you go like at the middle of the day, it's really warm. We used some sand to build like some anchors on the side. So that was like the first thing. It was pretty scary that we couldn't trust at the beginning what we were using for anchors. We knew it would hold, but it was the first time, so always it's more scary. And then this moment with the paraglide where we didn't really think about touching hands, like we knew we would get close, but when I saw that he would arrive at the same like axle as mine, we say, whoa, we can do it, we can touch our hands, and that was incredible, and this is like one of the best moments. I would love to try it again. Yeah, it's like a really beautiful place. That was like one of the best like and biggest projects I've ever made.
This video was filmed on a beach in Rio called Vidigal Beach. Really nice because there's the rocks and you can jump from the rocks. You can set up water lines and even tree climbs on the beach. It's a place for most of the locals go. The setup is not so easy, but it's totally worth it because you have to cross the line on the water and you have to swim 30 meters with the line and set up, climb the rocks. This day the tide was high and some waves. It was not perfect, but we can still have fun, like, let's try. Let's see what happens. Slackline is a sport that is not easy and a lot of people don't try because they're scared of fail. After a couple tries, you understand how it works. At first, you're not able to even step on it. You build confidence. You think you're not capable of doing it, but you are. Everyone is capable.